What's up, Planeswalkers? Theorix6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today's video is going to be a little late because when I went to record earlier, it just wouldn't let me. If you are curious about what exactly happened, I'm going to be posting another secret video. These are things I'm going to do from time to time when stuff doesn't work and I just want to chat about stuff. So the secret links will always be in the description. It's just an unlisted video. It essentially it just has me rambling on. But today, wrong thing, we're going to be playing some more Nicol Bolas. And it's going to be Season 2, as we are in M19. However, the only thing that I've changed is I've added 2 Nicol Bolas the Ravagers to this deck. Now, I looked at all of the M19 cards that would fit in this color, and I didn't actually find anything else that I wanted. Essentially only the Ravager, and I've found that most people are playing Nicol Bolas the Ravager in a more mid-range build. If I find that I'm really not liking how it plays out in this build, then I will likely try a Grixis mid-range deck. However, for right now, he's doing well. I was initially going to do best of 3 with the Bolas deck. However, I don't want to have another video wasted. I was stuck on a loading screen, essentially, and it was really frustrating. So I'm just going to do best of 1s until Wizards addresses what the heck is going on. I'm not the only person who had to deal with it. Again, if you are curious about what exactly happened, you can go ahead and skip around in the secret video. But yeah, essentially that was the only change that I made. Yeah, so let's jump into, instead of competitive, let's just jump into free play, because I don't want to deal with that nonsense. Essentially, I was just stuck on like currently waiting for too long. So something else that was interesting that I talked about in that video is this. Going up against, they call me Mott. I don't get it, but sure. They have an FPS counter. I've seen that you essentially have to use a left shift for it, but it's left shift and the period key, or the greater than key, like the arrow that's pointing right, essentially. And then if you use control in that key, you can move around where it is. I found that this area is the best for it. But I guess my opponent is deciding mulligans. And it looks like they've made the priority hue a little bit different. That's something I didn't realize. But instead of a big white thing encircling this, it's just like a smaller blue aura. So that's nice. Okay, going ahead and lead off with our Cinder Barrens. But yeah, apologies that this video is going to be up a little bit later, but it shouldn't be up too much later. Let's see. So, probably playing against control. This is actually a pretty fine hand against control, honestly. Okay, sure. I would like to get, oh, maybe, no, yeah, we're probably playing against Grixis control. This actually might be Grixis mid-range, so we might actually be facing, some more Bolases. Champion of Wits. I think I'm fine letting that resolve. Am I fine letting that resolve? I think the idea is I let it resolve, and then Vraska Contempt it. Or just don't let it resolve here. Because I don't know like how important the dig is for him. And we do have other interactions, so I'll just counter it. It could be incorrect to do so, but yeah, I mean this thing up here. Okay, got another one. It is gonna suck if they play on curve Bolas. Honestly, we'll probably just discard our Bolas because we can get it back with Dark Intimations. Champion of Wits, sure. So it looks like they actually might have needed that. So that's fine, and I'm not gonna use Vraska's Contempt until after, because I don't want to give him the information that he's not gonna have Champion of Wits. My assumption is he actually did need to draw lands there. Let's see. So there's stuff up here that I don't exactly understand. You know, I understand FPS. I think this is minimum FPS, maximum, and then the average. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think I've read its latency. It'd be great if there was a ping on here. There might be, and I just don't know it. But it'd be cool if they had ping, so then people would know if they're like dropping internet. I thought that's what this was. So this looks like the stock Grixis mid-range list, like 100% stock. Which, you know, I'm not gonna hate on this person for doing. I think net decking is good initially, but if you're unwilling to make adaptations in order to better suit the meta, I think that it's a little dubious. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle Sweltering Suns here, just to try and get another land. Cool, got another land. That's what I wanted. So if my opponent casts the Ravager here, then we can have an easy Nicol Bolas into Dark Intimations. I'm actually totally fine if they cast a Ravager. Another reason I like this counter is I can contrast what Arena is doing with what OBS is doing, so I can like be more guaranteed with what's going on there. Sure. I might still just Dark Intimations that. I don't actually get anything back though, do I? That's not what I clicked. No, I don't. That said, I do have Gearhulk now, don't I? 2, 4, 6? Wow, okay. So actually, I'm probably not. I mean, I'm fine with that living for a turn. My opponent still doesn't have more mana. So, I think the... And what I assume my opponent has, like I essentially have access to this entire deck list, right? They have, like, the lightning spell as removal for energy, like that thing, and you know they have. I think they run Scarab God. My opponent might be thinking, you know, this is a Torrential Gearhulk turn, which it totally is. So if they do cast something, so I'm fine taking this damage here. I can't block it with Torrential Gearhulk anyway. It has menace. If they cast something, I can Torrential Gearhulk and counter it. Otherwise, I think I'm fine just searching for another land, so I can just play Bolas on curve. Like, Bolas on curve to start eating away at their hand is pretty good. Interesting. So they didn't have anything, which makes me think that they actually have a removal spell. And if it's something like Vraska's, I would rather get... I'd rather Gearhulk at Vraska's. So let's see what my opponent's doing. And I really like the 6 into 7 with Bolas, but it looks like it's a counterspell. Sure, that's fine. So I can try to just God-Pharaoh here. They run Supreme Will. I don't think that they run... I don't think they run 2-mana counterspells main. I think they have negates in the sideboard. I don't think they run Syncopate. And so far, this looks like an exact copy. So I like the idea of Bolas. I like the idea of Bolas and +1. They get to draw another card. So next turn they're drawing 2, so they're back up to 4. I think I like the idea of Bolas. Even if I lose Bolas, I do have Dark Intimations to get him back. So it does just resolve. So the thing is, I know that the mid-range deck is very good. It has very good cards. So +2 actually just might be better because they're choked on lands. I'm actually going to +2. This could be incorrect. I maybe want to just choke my opponent out on resources, but the deck, cool. So this actually also acts as a pseudo discard card because they're not going to be able to draw with that. So I'm fine with that there. I want my opponent to not have Vraska's. This is apparently this darkness thing is because we can't use it, but like our opponent's stuff is dark too. So they do Vraska's. That is unfortunate. However, they're not adding anything else to the board. I got Supreme Will. 1, 2, 3. So I could Dark Intimations. It draws me a card, and I have a decently high chance of being able to Supreme Will on something. I run 26 lands, 2, 4, 7, so I have 19 left. Almost 20. It's less than a 50% chance. I think I'm better served just countering something. As much as I hate to admit it, I think I'm better served countering something. Sure. Of note, they can't champion just yet. Okay, what are you casting? Whirler Virtuoso. So that will resolve. And you can make two things. So Dark Intimations is pretty bad. I'm actually going to Vraska's this. I need to use this, though. Before he gets a chance to double up on his token creation. And let's see if he decides to make a token. Okay, he does decide to make a token. That's fine. Honestly, I might still just cast Supreme Will. Sure. So I think I'm going to Supreme Will into Dark Intimations. I mean, like, I want the Ravager. Ooh, got another Bolas, though. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the thing is, they might have another Supreme Will, and if they do, I would much rather cast Small Bolas. Small Bolas is also just, like, fine to play, even if it gets countered. Once again, Dark Intimations gets it back. I'd rather tap like this. Yeah. So let's see if this gets countered. It doesn't. Okay. Look how hard that hits my FPS. I mean, it's awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It's just I wish I didn't have to have it. Okay, discarded Abrade, and now I have a Bolas that I can flip. I likely wouldn't flip it initially, just because they could wait for me to spend mana, and then just exile it. Because importantly, this is not part of the cost to exile it. Okay, they just kill it now. Totally fine. I can just get it back with Dark Intimations. So yeah, this is the card that I was talking about. So they can attack for 1. We both have 2 cards in hand. However, I think I'm in a better position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I feel like they likely have. Well, no, they didn't counter it last turn. I feel like they would have countered it this turn. That said, I think I just want to God-Pharaoh and then +1. Sure, I'm gonna God-Pharaoh and +1. Yeah, so they don't have counter. They might have another exile effect. But no, it looks like they don't. Cool. So they had to drop a Glorybringer and a Liliana. That's a pretty good get from us. If they play a land, they can get Champion of Wits, which is pretty good for them. But oh, I think they're going to choose 0. That's just to get energy. Oh no, okay, yeah. Yeah, they realized that they were not going to be able to win because Nicol Bolas is the best. Oh yeah, I have to try to remember everything that I said in the other video. If this is annoying to see, let me know. I don't know if I'm going to put it in everything, but I like it. I play Elder Scrolls Online, and I have the FPS counter there because it helps when I'm playing an actual good MMO on a trash computer. But the other thing I talked about in that video, in the secret video, is that this is part of the new player experience. I guess you can tell because of this thing. I wish it was a little bit more known, like if they said like new player quest or something like that in this area. But apparently it takes like 20 days to get all 10 dual color decks, and I think that's a little too slow. I can talk about this in the game. So the first day, I got the quest to play some number of lands in order to get the blue-white deck. I got the blue-white deck going up against IDK J. Smith. Okay. We got the blue-white deck, and then the following day, not the same day that we got the blue-white deck, but the following day, I had a quest to play blue and white cards in order to get a pack. And now today, that brings us to today. Ooh, I need gas. Oh, but there's so much lands. No, I should ship it. If it was removal spells instead. Like, this is good because I have a Fatal Push. Or I should say it's better because I have Fatal Push. No, goodbye. Okay, cool. I got another land. So today, I got the deal some number of damage. I assume I'm going to get, like, red-green or red-black or something like that. I should have played the... Nah, I don't need to play the Aether. My problem is that it's going to take so long to do what people want. Okay, this is kind of nonsense. but I can cycle Sweltering Suns and hope to get... The problem is I really... Like, I'm afraid of a Scarab God. Or not a Scarab God, a Torment of Scarabs here. I mean, I have no idea what my opponent's playing. It looks like they're just playing... I assume it's a Rakdos control, maybe? I have no idea. Okay. Anything but Torment of Scarabs. I don't need this. I don't need this. That's fine. I guess.
You and I are gonna take
Sadly, she can just kill my Bolas.
You're going
It feels too slow for the acquisition of those decks to take essentially an entire month. I think a new player, I think they need a new player to have a variety of experiences in order to like make sure they're getting exactly what they want. I'm still gonna cast this because it forces the Chandra to go down to 2, and they discard a card. So I think it's correct. Next turn, I would love another red source because I assume this is going to die, and I'll go and play it. What's his name? Oh, right. I got the blue-white deck. It's possible that a player who gets that deck, like me, maybe they don't want to play blue-white, right? Maybe they don't like this, and they're like, well, this is all I have, right? I have the monocolor decks, but, like, these maybe aren't as strong because they're single-color decks. Sure, that's what I expected. That's fine. And so they don't have the same options per se. I'm just gonna glimmer. I'm just gonna glimmer now. So my opponent didn't have anything else. Do I want Scarab God? I mean, Scarab God's something I can deploy next turn. No. I think I have enough threats. I think I just need more lands. Cool. So this is great. Get a tap land. So unfortunately, well, no. So next turn they can plus. I assume they held up Vraskas there. So here they can plus. I can Nicol Bolas again. They discard a card. They can minus, but then that would kill Chandra. I do assume that they have. Okay, so it's straight up Jund. Interesting.
This will be easy.
Sure. I am a little afraid. Two, 3, 4, 5. So I'll have 6. Okay, so it looks like it's just Jund Planeswalkers. I'm gonna have to discard a card. I'll discard a Fatal
Never
Push.
seen water, no fire, no steel.
Go. Can this remove a thing? Gain control of target creature. Sure, I don't actually care about that. Let's go with this. So next turn I will be able to play the other Bolas. I think I actually want to... I think I want to end of turn Torrential Gearhulk. Because if I just play Bolas here, they discard a card, but like who cares? If I end of turn Torrential Gearhulk, I can kill Chandra. Sure, I'll get hit for 5, but whatever. Actually, that's not true, right? I end of turn Torrential Gearhulk, I kill Chandra with Gearhulk, and then I kill Angrath with Bolas. I assume that they have an exile spell, so they'll probably try and save Chandra by exiling Gearhulk. So obviously I attack with Gearhulk into Chandra before I play Bolas. Then I get to play Bolas. I think this is the correct play. I discard Sweltering Suns pretty easily here. Sure. Oh, resolve.
No fire, no steel.
Let me know what you guys think about the rate of the 2-color new player acquisition thing. So it's just straight up Jund. My opponent is looking to cast something.
Today's my lucky day.
And they got a freaking Vraska. Is awesome. Why do I say that's awesome? Because I can't use it to hit my guys. So as you can see, this is like all arena right now. OBS is still running totally fine. So they have 4 cards in hand. I am at 12. That is important to note. Let's give arena a little bit of... Oh gosh. I don't have a counterspell, do I? No.
All hands on deck.
So this just got a little harder.
Enough.
Alright, I can Fatal Push. I think it actually correct to Fatal Push. Just so they don't have a blocker, so I can actually kill one of their guys. Okay, so I can kill Chandra with Gearhulk. And I can kill Angrath with Bolas. That leaves a Vraska who can kill Gearhulk. Okay. Is it correct to... I think it is correct to just kill Sharon. Okay, so Sharon will die.
That all you got? Hey, watch it.
I think it is correct to kill Angrath.
Look upon my omnipotence.
Yeah, I have to kill Angrath because Angrath could take Gearhulk, then kill Bolas, and then Vraska could. Yeah, then Vraska could just kill Gearhulk. So, I think that's correct. Gearhulk might die, but as long as Bolas can live, we should be in an okay spot.
Take no prisoners.
It's okay, so that leads me to believe that they have something to respond to Gearhulk with. Or they're just trying to ultimate. So it looks like they're targeting Bolas. So I guess their plan is block Gearhulk when I go to attack, kill Bolas. Yeah. And then ultimate. But if they ultimate, they don't have a creature on board right now. So like if they block, they can't ultimate and kill me. Damn. Okay, this has become bad. Because now, they can just ultimate and kill me. Okay, so I literally have to leave up Disallow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have enough mana for it. Sure, whatever. I have to disallow that. I'm really hoping my opponent is greedy and goes for it. Right? If they go for it, I'm fairly certain I win the game. I'm actually going to BM oops. I have to mind games my opponent. Yes! You fool! The mind games. So I want to say that that won me the game. Unless my opponent has removal spell for Nicol Bolas. I can't block, sure. But I can just start taking Planeswalkers from the graveyard. Put a creature or Planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Damn, they're gonna like double shock me. I mean, I have so many live draws. Damn. Okay, so I'm on a 5-turn clock. Supreme Will, I'm going to cast right now. Because I need something. Those are all nothing. Okay, so I have to hope my opponent doesn't have anything. I could have just saved the Supreme Will. it was probably correct to save this one. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Didn't matter. Cool. I think I now can use that. Sure. Oh, we'll activate it now. I'm going to lose from flooding out. After all of this, after everything I've done, everything I've been through, it comes down to this. It's fine. I still have 3 more turns. I mean, I assume the first card my opponent drew was removal. Looks like they have something to actually cast here. That's not great, but it's not necessarily going to kill me.
I battle for the forces of good. Well chosen.
My opponent actually could have minused here, and they would have made it so it's a 2-turn clock instead of a 3-turn clock. I think my opponent was incorrect there. Well, I did get Sweltering Suns. I will Sweltering Suns. I mean, I literally might as well just use this now. 1 sec.
This will aid us.
Sorry about that. So, I have a Vraskas, but, like, I'm screwed. I think they just have another Lightning Strike. Don't you dare. No, I think they just have it. Vraskas could even have saved me. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. Regardless, I think it was a good game. I think I put up a good fight. I would love if you didn't have to immediately go to the defeat screen. Obviously, that's like not a feature that most people probably care about, but it would have been cool to like look at the board state, because you can definitely learn from that. Yeah, let's hop into another game. Why not? I am trying to balance the video lengths. You know, the drafts. Going up against Cynic. The drafts, by nature, are going to be incredibly long. The last one I put out was like 2 hours, some nonsense like that. And I'm trying to make a concerted effort to have like some like roughly 20-minute videos. I don't think I can reasonably keep this. If it was 3 lands, even if all of them came in tapped, I would have kept it. But I'll keep this though. No. The reason I said no is I would rather get a different color land, and we can play this anyway. That doesn't help us play anything in our hand because of how far away Bolas is. Cool. We'll just play this. So I've been making concerted effort to have, you know, short games, and I do still want to have some middle ground games that are like 35, 45 minutes. So that's probably what this one's going to be. I was planning on having it be a best of 3 games, but I don't trust Arena to not just crash like it did when I tried to record earlier. So no.
This will not deter me.
Cool. And, I mean, this is kind of why I'm fine just putting a new Bolas into this deck, because, like, I do love just not letting my opponent play their nonsense. Hey, look, it's another Karn. No. So it looks like they are running low on lands.
Only hurting yourself.
Yeah, cool. So I'll play this. So next turn, if I draw an untapped land, I can play Bolas. So if my opponent tries anything funny, I can counter it. I actually want them to play a land and play Teferi so I can counter it. Darn. So the problem here is I don't actually want to deploy my Bolas onto an untapped system for my opponent here. Counter this. Do it. Darn. I have 2 red. I think I'm just going to get Arch here. My opponent has 7 cards in hand. The chance that they don't have a counterspell, I think, is really slim. The problem is, excuse me, I don't have a counterspell. So, not playing Bolas here essentially lets me It lets me cycle Sweltering Suns and try to find a counterspell that way. But I think that's like a relatively slim chance. So the choices here are pass, hope my opponent doesn't draw a land, cycle Sweltering Suns, find, I don't know, something good. Bad scenario in that is opponent gets a land, plays a Teferi, untaps 2 lands, has a negate up. Other scenario, play Nicol Bolas and start decimating my opponent's hand. Bad case scenario there is my opponent has a counterspell, my shields are now down, they can play a Teferi and, you know, screw me over. YOLO. So this is only bad if they can also deploy a threat. If they just counter my Bolas, that's fine. If they counter my Bolas and deploy a threat, that's bad. But the fact that they were stuck on lands makes me hope. So that's a little annoying that it got exiled. But hopefully they don't have a land into Teferi here. Sure, that's fine. I can accept that. So the problem now is that my opponent's shields are down and I have no threat, right? If I had waited, my opponent may have done that anyway, and then I could have deployed Bolas. Got Supreme Will. I'm gonna keep the Supreme Will. I'm gonna cycle this. I'm gonna tap this to cycle because I'm not gonna need it. Wait, what? I'm annoyed by that. Okay, well, we just threw a card away. That's frustrating, but I should have not been playing so fast. Luckily, we do have the Supreme Will.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, shut up, Teferi. Got a Dark Intimations with nothing to get back. So I'm just going to end my turn. Hopefully if they have Teferi, they don't have a 2-mana counterspell or another land. So even if they cast another Teferi, okay, they have another land. Cool. That is what I wanted to see. Syncopate is good. I assume my opponent's probably going to have like Glimmer of Genius or something. Opponent is on 6, I'm on 7, sure. Oh, that's very frustrating. Oh, interesting, they sacked a land to draw some cards. Sure, that's fine. Okay, drew a land. They have 6 mana. They have to discard a card. Seal away, sure. Double seal away, sure. Okay, so we're getting our removals here. I need to get 10 permanents. I need to draw more lands. Yeah, I need like Glimmer of Geniuses or something. Hopefully this is still an approach deck because I can beat approach pretty well, I think. Just because of the amount of counterspells I have. Why did I do that? Opponent making some interesting decisions. Okay, 2 on bottom. So that looked like that was a hard 2 to put on bottom. Sure, Meandering River, that's fine. Okay. So they have 7 mana. Deploying Bolas isn't great here. It forces them to do something. 2 seal aways. I mean, it gets disallowed for sure. The thing is, I still do have access to my disallow. But I no longer would have access to Syncopate for 3. And I don't know if that's necessarily good. So let's see, if they pay 5, could disallow, and then they could disallow. So theoretically, they could resolve it to Fairy. Although I do have Dark Intimations, I think I am going to go for Nicol Bolas here. It is a threat that they have to counter. If they counter it, I can theoretically next turn Dark Intimations. I wouldn't want to unless I drew a land. But I do assume that this is just going to get countered. And to be fair, a counter used on Bolas is a counter that isn't being used to counter my counter. That said, it would get exiled. So I think I'm just going to disallow this. Because they tapped in such a way... This is 4, right? Wow. I'm pretty sure that was 4. Yeah, so I couldn't have paid for it. So they had to tap in such a way that this necessarily resolves. So I'm going to get rid of a card. Notably, they could be playing cast outs. Is that the wreckage? Sure. So the thing is, if they have cast outs, I'm less likely to want to activate Teferi. Okay, so he just fumigates. That's fine. I'd like a land. I got a land. That's exactly what I wanted. The reason it's exactly what I wanted is because 8. Yeah, so now I can cast Dark Intimations, which makes them discard another card, importantly, and still have Disallow up. I don't get a sack from it, but that's fine. That's still a 3-for-1, right? I'm drawing a card, I'm getting a card back, and I'm discarding one of their cards. So I'm still fine with a 5-mana 3-for-1. And they didn't have any response, so that's good. I drew a land, cool, cool. So this turn, they cast something, I disallow it. Either like they would have countered Dark Intimations. I'm so sure of it. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So I can go and play this, activate this, because I would not have enough to activate it otherwise. Opponent might counter this. I will disallow that. So if they have another counterspell, that's incredibly interesting. That they had the level of restraint to hold back. But it looks like they don't. Cool. So I mean, I've gotten a lot of value off of this, and that's why I like the card. If they resolve a Teferi, they could either bounce this or draw a card. I can answer Teferi with Vraskas. So they're deciding on a card to discard. Notably, that's interesting. I think that's like a card neutral, because the trigger's still on the stack. They still have to choose one of these to discard. It's possible they were saving that. I'm not sure. But I mean, I essentially had nothing to cast next turn, and they got rid of a counterspell. That's okay. Search, sure, that's fine. So no matter what, I'm going to be... So either this card gets countered. Goodness me. Alright. Arena is getting to the point where it's really annoying. The FIPS was way too low. I think no matter what, I'm just casting Bolas. Like, either it gets countered, or they discard a card. And I'm fine with that in either of those scenarios. I'm less fine with that, but I can Abrade it. Sure. Sure. So I can Abrade it, and I can cycle Sweltering Suns. And I can actually cycle the dang card. I should be up 1 card. Let me cast Abrade. Destroy an artifact. Oh my god, really? My opponent misclicked. I was tabbed away, fixing my FPS. My opponent misclicked. That is very unfortunate, but I also misclicked, so I'm not sorry. If I hadn't messed up the Sweltering Suns, I would have absolutely felt bad. But I don't feel bad, because I messed it up. So I'm probably going to activate Nicol Bolas. Especially since they just showed me that they had a land. Okay, so I assume they're looking for something to answer my Bolas here. They found nothing. I'm Bolas. I don't feel bad. So I'm probably going to flip Bolas and take Teferi. Although I could just play my own Bolas. I mean, I'm definitely attacking. I don't have... No. So that got exiled. So this is my other God-Pharaoh. Draw 2 cards. Deals 10 damage. Gets a guy. I think I just want to get a guy. Because they have nothing. I think this is the best time to do it. Their shields are currently down, so... Then we'll go ahead and...
Kneel before your God.
Take it to Teferi.
Isn't death amusing?
Plus Teferi.
This isn't a fight you can win. Hold that thought.
Awesome. And let's... Sure. Awesome. So as you can see, New Bolas is still good in a non-midrange deck. Sweet, sweet. And you know what? There's enough for a pack. So I'm gonna buy a pack. And I get a guaranteed rare? I get a guaranteed rare. Awesome. I really like the wildcard tracks. Also got an uncommon, got a Banefire. That's a pretty good card. I don't know if I'll end up using it, but I like the wildcard tracks. Even if like it maybe isn't actually better at wildcard acquisition, it feels better. And oftentimes that is more important than whether or not it actually is better, which is kind of stupid, but what can you do? Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. If there are any other M19 cards that you think I should be putting into my Nicol Bolas deck, let me know. Again, if you want to watch the secret video of me attempting to record earlier today and watching the stupid bug that happened, link for that will be in the description below. It's an unlisted video. I'm going to do these from time to time, but meh, whatever. Anyway, if you liked it, go ahead and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment to the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one.